They say black don't crack, and I am here to tell you that is not just a saying. It is biology. It is melanin. It is the extraordinary inheritance sitting in your skin right now. But here is what nobody tells you alongside that truth. Black skin can glow, or it can be dimmed. Not by age, not by time, by one single choice you may be making every time you sit down in that salon chair. You can have the perfect outfit, the right accessories, a skincare routine that would make a dermatologist emotional, and still walk out of that salon looking 10 years older than you did walking in, all because of your hair color. If you are a black woman over 50, over 60, navigating this beautiful, complicated, deeply personal conversation about hair and color and identity, this video was made for you. Not for a general audience, not for the mainstream beauty world that barely acknowledges we exist. For you, the melanin-rich woman who has earned every year on her face and deserves to shine because of it, not in spite of it. Today on EbonyAura, we are talking about 5 hair colors that could be quietly and consistently working against your beauty, and 3 stunning alternatives that will lift your face, honor your skin tone, and give you that radiant, confident, ageless glow that is the entire essence of who you are at this stage of your life. Stay with me, because by the end of this conversation, you are going to see your reflection differently. Here is what almost no one in the mainstream beauty world will say out loud. Your relationship with color is not the same at 55 as it was at 35. That is not a loss. That is an evolution. And evolution, when you understand it and work with it, is one of the most powerful tools available to you. Our melanin-rich skin is extraordinary. It holds moisture longer. It resists sun damage more effectively than most complexions. It deepens and develops a richness over time that lighter skin tones simply cannot replicate. But it does change. The undertones shift. The surface becomes more refined. Shadows appear in places where light used to fall naturally. And when your hair color is working against those changes instead of with them, the result is a face that looks drained, heavy, or hardened, even when everything else is right. This is not about becoming someone else. It is not about chasing youth or following a trend. It is about understanding your own beauty deeply enough to make choices that serve you now. In this season, with this skin, with this face that carries everything you have lived and loved and survived. The wrong hair color does not simply sit on your head. It frames your face. It affects how shadows fall across your cheekbones. It changes how light reaches your eyes. It either opens your face up or closes it down. And most women, even stunning women, do not realize what is happening until someone finally tells them the truth. Consider this your truth. Color number 1, jet black. Some of you already have a strong reaction to seeing those 2 words together. I understand that completely. Jet black hair on a black woman is iconic. It is ancestral. It is the color that has framed some of the most powerful, beautiful, regal women in our culture and our history. There is a reason so many of us have been devoted to it. But here is what devotion without awareness can quietly cost you. After 50, after 60, your skin has changed. It has become more refined. And jet black hair, with its intense cool-toned darkness, creates a level of contrast against mature skin that can genuinely work against you. Instead of framing your face, it begins to compete with it. Every fine line becomes sharper against that stark backdrop. Every shadow deepens. The natural warmth in your brown skin gets pulled into cool, dark territory it was never meant to occupy. There is also the question of maintenance. Even a 1/4 inch of gray root growth against pure jet black is impossible to ignore. You are in that salon chair constantly. Your hair is absorbing chemicals at a frequency that is not serving its health, particularly our textured hair that already needs extra moisture, extra care, and extra attention after the hormonal shifts that come with this season of life. You are navigating any thinning, which is incredibly common for Black women over 60 due to hormonal change, alopecia, or years of protective styling. Jet black makes every gap and every area of visible scalp stand out in sharp contrast. That is the opposite of what you want. The beautiful truth is that you do not have to give up depth. You do not have to go drastically lighter. You simply need to shift. A deep espresso brown, a rich dark chocolate with warm undertones, a soft black that carries just a hint of warmth rather than pure cool intensity. These shades still give you elegance and dimension. They still feel like you, but they wrap your face in warmth instead of shadow. They make you look more polished, more rested, more expensive. Ask yourself honestly, how long have you been wearing jet black out of habit rather than intention? That is the real question. Color number 2, Platinum Blonde. I understand the appeal completely. There is something unapologetically chic about a woman who wears platinum well. And for many women over 60 who are navigating the transition away from their natural color toward more gray and silver, the logic of going fully platinum can seem to make sense. Skip the in-between. Go all the way light. But platinum, particularly when it leans icy and cool, is not always your friend. As we age, our skin naturally loses a certain warmth and vibrancy. Platinum blonde, with its cool, almost white undertones, can amplify that loss in ways that are not flattering. The result can be a complexion that looks washed out, oddly pale, or visually disconnected from the richness of your natural skin tone. There is a visual imbalance that occurs when icy hair meets warm, deep, or medium-toned brown skin. It pulls your face in the wrong direction. And then there is the structural damage. Achieving platinum on our textured hair requires bleaching. Often multiple sessions of it. Our natural hair after 60 is already drier, more delicate, and more prone to breakage than it was at 30. Aggressive bleaching on top of that reality can leave you with brittle, dull strands that require enormous amounts of ongoing treatment to maintain any resemblance of health. The upkeep is relentless. Touch-ups every 4 to 6 weeks. The time, the cost, the chemical exposure. If you love light tones, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with loving them, there is a more flattering path available. Go warm instead of cool. Honey blonde, caramel, warm champagne, soft golden beige. These shades bring the same sense of lightness and luminosity, but they work with your skin tone rather than against it. They reflect warmth back into your face. They feel sun-kissed and natural rather than artificially constructed, and they are infinitely more manageable. Color number 3, Vivid Fire Engine Red. Red is powerful. Red is commanding. Red on the right woman in the right shade is absolutely unforgettable. I understand completely why a woman over 60 who wants to feel vibrant and visible reaches for red. But here is the distinction that changes everything. Not all reds serve the same purpose. Vivid, neon-adjacent reds, bright cherry, fire engine, intense copper, can create a visual harshness against mature skin that adds years instead of energy. The problem is the intensity. When your skin has naturally softened and become more refined over the decades, an extremely saturated, high-contrast red sitting at the crown of your head can create a jarring visual effect. Your features get lost in the competition between your face and the color. What was supposed to feel vibrant begins to read as severe. There is also the fading problem. Vivid reds fade faster than almost any other color. and they do not fade gracefully. Within weeks, you can find yourself somewhere between brassy orange and muddy auburn. Correcting that requires stripping the color, re-dyeing, or simply enduring the in-between phase that nobody wants. This is not a reason to abandon red entirely. Red for Black women over 50 can be extraordinary, but choose warm, rich, deep reds with reddish-brown undertones. Burgundy, deep auburn, wine, warm mahogany. These are reds that honor the depth of melanin-rich skin. They add fire and personality without competing against your features. They feel intentional rather than loud. They age beautifully as they fade and require far less maintenance to remain gorgeous. Color number 4. Dark purple and eggplant. Purple carries a gorgeous promise of individuality and modern elegance. And in theory, deep, dark purple tones seem like a natural choice for a woman who wants something dramatic and distinctive without going red or blonde. The reality is more nuanced than the theory, particularly for mature Black women. Deep purples and eggplant tones at their most saturated can work against the undertones in mature, melanin-rich skin. Depending on your specific complexion, they can cast a dull or slightly sallow quality across your face, particularly under certain lighting. They deepen shadows that age you rather than enlivening your features. The drama that photographs beautifully can read as harsh and unflattering in the everyday light you actually live in, and like vivid red-dark purple fades quickly and unpredictably. What was rich and beautiful in week 1 becomes muddy and uneven by week 3 or 4. On hair that has become more porous or dry through hormonal changes after menopause, this fading is even more rapid and less graceful. If you love the idea of purple, soften your approach. Delicate lilac highlights woven through your natural gray. A gentle lavender glaze sitting on silver strands that catches light in the most extraordinary way. A subtle violet shimmer rather than full saturation. These give you the personality and the modern sensibility you are reaching for, but in a way that feels genuinely sophisticated rather than overwhelming. If EbonyAura is giving you the honest, elevated beauty conversation you have been looking for, I want to warmly invite you to subscribe. We are here every week for women like you, women who deserve real knowledge, real insight, and a real community that sees them fully. Come and be part of it. Now, color number 5. Color number 5. Bold greens, teals, and ultra-unconventional colors. There is a particular kind of freedom that settles over a woman after 50. A wonderful sense that she has earned the right to care far less about other people's opinions. And for some women, that freedom expresses itself in bold, unconventional hair color. Forest green, electric teal, vibrant orange, bright cobalt blue. I understand the impulse deeply, and I respect it. But here is the honest truth said with genuine love. Expression and flattery are two different goals. And when flattery is what you are after, unconventional colors can sometimes work against you in ways that are difficult to see when you are the one wearing them. These colors can bring out yellow, olive, or ashy undertones in mature skin that you would rather not emphasize. They compete with your natural features rather than drawing attention to them. Instead of your eyes, your smile, and the beautiful architecture of your face, people see the color first, and everything else a distant second. If self-expression is your primary goal and you feel genuinely powerful and beautiful in bold color, then you already have your answer. Wear it without apology. Confidence has always been the most flattering thing any woman can put on. But if you want the edge and the individuality while remaining deeply and undeniably elegant, there are more sophisticated paths, an ash brown with cool silver undertones that feels architectural and modern, a smoky gray with just a whisper of blue depth, a soft slate lavender glaze over natural silver that makes people stop and look twice, for all the right reasons. These choices carry personality and presence without sacrificing elegance, and elegance is always the destination at EbonyAura. Now let us talk about what actually works, because that is the real point of this entire conversation. Not to take things away, but to replace them with something genuinely better. These three alternatives are not compromises. They are upgrades. Alternative number 1, warm chestnut brown. If I had to choose one hair color that consistently, reliably, and beautifully serves Black women over 50, this is the one. Warm chestnut brown occupies a perfect middle space. It has depth without heaviness, richness without darkness, and those golden brown undertones, soft cinnamon warmth, subtle hints of copper, bring a radiance to your face that lighter skin tones simply cannot access in the same way. This color works with your melanin-rich skin rather than competing against it. It brightens your eyes. It softens the lines around your mouth and forehead, not by hiding them, but by surrounding them with warmth. It adds a natural vitality to your complexion that makes you look rested and alive without looking like you are trying to appear younger. Maintenance is genuinely easier. Warm chestnut brown blends with gray and silver roots as they grow in without creating harsh, obvious lines. You can go longer between salon visits and still look polished and completely intentional. The color reflects light naturally, which adds the appearance of fullness and movement even if your hair has thinned over time. Warm chestnut brown is not a trend. It is a classic that simply works. And for Black women navigating over 50 beauty, classics are always the most powerful choice. Alternative number 2, light caramel. Caramel sits in an extraordinary sweet spot between blonde and light brown. It has enough golden warmth to lift your face and add brightness to your complexion, but it is not so light that it washes you out or demands the kind of aggressive maintenance that lighter blonde requires. For melanin-rich skin specifically, caramel is one of the most universally flattering colors available. Those golden tones play beautifully against warm and deep brown skin. They create a luminous, glowing contrast that brings out the richness in your eyes and adds a sun-kissed quality to your whole face. Even if you have age spots, uneven pigmentation, or areas you are self-conscious about, caramel works in your favor by drawing the eye upward toward the warmth and shimmer of your hair. It grows out more gracefully than most lighter shades. Gray and light brown roots soften into caramel without a harsh, visible line. It is forgiving, flattering, and effortlessly chic. If you have ever looked at a woman and thought, "She looks absolutely incredible, and I cannot quite pinpoint why," there is a strong chance her hair color is doing exactly this kind of quiet, powerful, behind-the-scenes work. Caramel is that color. Alternative number 3, honey brown highlights. Sometimes the most powerful transformation is not the most dramatic one. Sometimes it is the gentle addition of warmth, light, and dimension to what you already have. That is exactly what honey brown highlights do, and they do it beautifully. Honey highlights sit in that gorgeous range between golden brown and soft amber. Not brassy, not loud, just warm, radiant, and quietly luminous. When woven into your natural color, whether that base is gray, silver, soft brown, or faded darker color, they create movement and dimension that catches and reflects light in all the right places. The particular magic of honey highlights for mature Black women is how they interact with your face. The warmth they add softens the lines around your eyes and mouth, not by concealing them, but by surrounding them with light. Your features become more animated. Your face reads as brighter and more vital, without any of the harshness that comes with dramatic full-color changes. And the maintenance is genuinely easy. Because honey highlights blend so naturally with graying and lighter roots, you can go several months between touch-ups and still look elegant and completely intentional. This is a color strategy that respects your life, your schedule, and your hair's health simultaneously. Here is what I want you to carry with you from this conversation. Your hair color is not a small decision. It is one of the most powerful styling choices you make because it frames your face every single day, in every room you walk into. It is what the world sees before it sees your outfit, your jewelry, your posture, or your presence. And you, a Black woman over 50, have earned the right to walk into every single room as the most radiant, most elegant, most intentionally beautiful version of yourself. Not despite your age, because of it. Because you now have the knowledge, the clarity, the willingness to make choices that genuinely serve you rather than choices made out of habit or comfort or fear. You are not hiding. You are not shrinking. You are not chasing who you were 20 years ago. You are building the most refined, most luminous, most sophisticated version of yourself that has ever existed. And the right hair color is one of the tools that makes that visible to the world. Tell me in the comments which shade you are considering: warm chestnut, light caramel, honey highlights, or something else entirely. I read every single comment, and I want to hear from you, because your voice and your specific beauty is exactly why EbonyAura exists. Share it with a woman in your life who needs to hear it. A friend, a sister, a woman who has been sitting in that salon chair making the same choice out of habit for years and deserves a different option. Subscribe to EbonyAura if you have not already. We are here every week building something beautiful for women like you. Until next time, know your skin, honor your crown, and walk into every room as the woman you have always been becoming.